money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grande.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grande.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth. You get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
My word of the day, Frank, is launch. You look at this market, it's poised to launch.
Unbelievable. Poised to launch. Catch this.
Consumers still have a lot of cash in the bank that they saved up during the pandemic.
Really? They have a lot of cash in the bank. That's funny. And why is it that they're tapping their credit cards? Why would you tap your credit card if you have a lot of money in the bank? That's ridiculous. Anyway, so today we had the PPI, yesterday we had the CPI. So what did we find out? We found out that wholesalers are not passing their cost, their inflated cost, to retailers. In fact, the cost came down about I have to laugh. 0.5. I go, it's a big deal, right? Like that, 0.5%. Are you kidding me? The CPI identified that the retailers, they're not passing it on to you. In fact, when you go in the store, your goods should be paid. Your goods should be about what you're going to buy should be 0.4 less than what you paid. Now, don't spend all that savings in one place. And everybody got so excited today because of the PPI and the CPI. Unbelievable. That's what you got to know about those two numbers. The CPI and the DRI, okay, are the most unreliable numbers next to the job numbers because they're inflationary numbers. Remember, I keep telling you that gold, the reason why gold took a long time to start to rally is because gold is suppressed. The Federal Reserve suppresses it. Every time it goes up, they suppress it. And they do the same thing with the PPI and CPI. They rig those numbers. Why? Because if gold goes up, China sees that. They're our bank. They loan us money. I mean, so when they see inflation, they want more interest. So the money they loan us, remember, we sell them treasuries. That's a loan of money to us. They want more interest. So that's why they keep suppressing gold until you can't suppress anymore. And when you catch those rallies like we did with gold, and it went through the roof, still is, I mean, it really soars. I mean, they can't suppress it anymore. But they do the same thing with the CPI and the PPI. They suppress those numbers because they're inflationary. So you can't depend on those numbers. Now, I told you the other day that we're seeing a rotation out of yields, okay, going down into yields going up. And I told you the other day that that's a message from the market, from the bond market. The bond market always tells the truth about the market. The market lies, but not the bond market. And it meant that something fishy was going on. Something was going on, that yields are going up. And I said to you, one of the things you got to remember for tomorrow, the banks are in really, really bad shape. There's no question about it. The earnings are going to be terrible. No question about that either. And they should be terrible. But you may get surprised, and maybe they might rally the banks. Why? Well, if you put a chart up and you put the banks up, if you put up XLF, what we call the 50% rule, you take the high and the low, the banks have gone up 50% of that. It tried that 5 times, and each time it got to 50%, from the high to the low, got halfway up, it failed 5 times. So what they're going to try to do, or we don't know that yet till tomorrow, but we saw them do this in 2008, 2009. What they would do is go in and they rally those banks back up to the 50%, financially engineer those banks to go up. And the Federal Reserve will help doing that. They'll come in and they'll start buying stocks. They'll start buying bank stocks. They'll print money, buy bank stocks, buy index futures, to do anything to move those numbers up. They may do that. Now, the reason for that is that they're going to get their big pension funds out at a higher point before the market crashes, which it is going to do. It's going to go down about 30, 40% lower than where we are today. Or I should say 30, 40% lower than the October low. We're going to break through the October low and go another 30, 40% down from there. But we'll probably get this rally, and that's what it's looking like. That's what the bond market is telling us. So just be prepared for that. It could go the opposite way. If it doesn't, and it goes down, it's going to take the NASDAQ down with it. For all the tech lovers, all the people who are addicted to tech, it's going to take it with it. I'm sorry. It's going to take everything down. So be prepared to short. There will be no safe haven. Never mind about going to jump into Procter & Gamble and Clorox and Colgate and all those stupid stocks. There's no place to hide. Go to gold. And that's where we've been. We've had 2 different rallies. And our gang members, if they followed the Pro 2, okay, one of our rallies went up 22%. I think the other one went up about 23%, so about 40%. And I kept telling my gang members that that was going to happen. We're going to have a big gold rally because the dollar was going to collapse. And sure enough, it did, and we had our gold. So if we see tomorrow the market starts to drop because the numbers or earnings are bad, then you want to get into gold. Please stay away from staples. Stay away from staples. There's no safe haven anywhere. You can't hide. It'll get you. But if we get a rally tomorrow, make sure you're buying the banks, because that's what they're going to rig. They're going to rig the banks to go up, to lead. Remember, the banks have always led the market. Always. Since the beginning of Wall Street, banks always lead the market. But tech started to take over in 2008. Why? Well, in 2008, remember, tech is a speculative growth stocks. Banks are value. For banks to go up, you have to really prove on your balance sheet that you're doing pretty well before the big investors start buying banks. But with stocks like Microsoft, Apple, and all the tech stocks, you don't have to have good earnings. You don't need any earnings. All you have to do is get enough money from the Federal Reserve at free money, zero money for your CEO, and just keep buying your own shares. And nobody cares what you're paying for the shares. $19 for every $1 of revenues. They don't care if you should be paying $5, but if you want to pay $19 for every $1, there'll be a buyer there because they know they can sell it to some other dope, especially when you have all the hype and these tech stocks. So tomorrow's going to be interesting, but it really gets me today. I mean, it really grinds me when I keep hearing all the celebration going on. They're saying, oh, look at this. My God, the CPI, okay, the PPI, they're all down by 0.5%. Oh, my Lord. What is that? I mean, let's put it in perspective. 0.5%? What are you, nuts? Then they said, well, guess what? The price of cars are coming down. The price of homes are coming down. The price of durable goods are coming down. Furniture, appliances, all coming down. This is great. What a great day. And the market's rallying. But that's stupid. Because the reason the prices are going down, people don't have money. They're broke. They don't have any money to buy it. There's no demand. And people are jumping in the market today, chasing a ghost. Unbelievable. Be right back after this break. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
What are you, nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market, Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
I think they're not going to raise interest rates. I think they're going to come to their senses and realize that they are where they want to be.
Where they want to be. They're not going to raise interest rates. Are you kidding? Where do these people come from? Interest rates have gone from 0 to 5%, and we're losing the battle to inflation. We're losing. Are they going to stop now? What are you, nuts? They screwed up long ago. In 2014, that's when they should have put the brakes on. When they started to get the bank stress tests, when they started to see the banks were in trouble in 2014, they weren't making money because rates were too low for too long. And then when Yellen started to raise rates in 2015, 16, 17, then 18, Powell, they're getting slaughtered. But see, they just sat there and kept doing the same old thing. Now, what you need to look at, this is stupid, looking at the CPI and PPI, because they contracted 0.5%. We're going to be up 398 points. Are you out of your mind? To really identify what's going on, you're not going to find out looking at the CPI and the PPI because, as I said, they're rigged, number one, not true numbers. So what you should look at is, number one, your growth. Is your economy growing? So in other words, what's the ratio of our debt, all the spending they're doing, what's the ratio of that debt to our economic growth? It shouldn't be any more than 65. That's at 130. Your debt is growing 130% faster than your economy. Our deficits are nuts. So, they're going to stop raising rates? Well, if they do, then you're going to see this country just get killed. So let's recap. How did we get here? It started with the American Rescue Plan. Remember, there were 6 programs. And also, that's what you got to look. You got to look at the consumer. How's the consumer really doing? Okay? Never mind the CPI, PPI. Again, what's our growth? What's our debt? What are our deficits? How are the people doing? How's Main Street doing? And if you go back, this is terrible. There were 6 programs, remember, that came out when COVID hit. $5 trillion is what they're going to give away. And we didn't have the $5 trillion. We were broke. Our net worth was negative $1.2 trillion. So we had to print all this money, borrow all this money, $5 trillion. What was it for? Direct payments to everybody, to the individuals. Remember, $1,200 and $600 to kids. And then you had the child tax credit. That was another $176 billion on top of that. And remember, we paid for rental assistance. We paid for mortgage assistance. We funded small businesses. I mean, this was unbelievable, socialist plan. We didn't have any of this money. $5 trillion. We had no money to do this. Printing. Deficits, inflation. So let's go to savings. Let's look at the savings. Now, I don't want to look at the 0.5% and all that crap, today's CPI and PPI. I don't care about that. I want to see what the savings. Let's take the track record of savings. So if you take savings before COVID, it was a 7.8%. All right. And now, when we hit COVID, we had 6 programs, $5 trillion. Savings then went up to 38% from 7% because of all this money. Everybody went home, nobody was working, and the government took care of all your expenses, your mortgage, you didn't have to pay that, you know all the deal. But it went 7% to 38%. And then inflation went through the roof, because everybody wanted to buy something. They're home. They're sitting there bored. They all started to buy, right? But the problem was there's more demand for the goods. Everybody was home. Nobody could build them. So if somebody ordered a chair, nobody's at the chair factory. So all of a sudden all the chairs are gone. And let's say there's a dozen chairs left. The chair was $500. Now they want $5,000 for it, because there's only 5 chairs left. They got all this money. This is how stupid this plan was. At least figure out what we're going to do when a plan like this, with all the inflation. You got to have an end game. They didn't figure it out. They didn't care. So savings went from 7% to 38%. Within 6 months, savings dropped to 18%. People were blowing money, going crazy, spending going wild. Then it dropped to 7.3% from 38%. Then 2.2%, record low. That's about where we are today. 54% of Americans are using savings for everyday expenses. Are you kidding? They can't make it with their wages because of the inflation. So then their savings tapped. What'd they do next? They went and withdrew from their home equity, $262 billion, more equity than they did in 2008. Equity, they spent all that. They spent all that money. Now they're tapped again. What'd they do? Their credit cards got 2, 3, 4, 5 credit cards. Tap those out too. First time we hit $1 trillion in credit cards. Now bankruptcies year over year have increased 50%. 50%. Now, 42% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. So when you put this in perspective, we saved the CPI 0.5%, the PPI 0.4%. Boy, that's great. Let's rally the market. Boy, that's good. Really? Are you kidding me? What are you, nuts? Join my gang. Please, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
And thank you. You know, I hope anybody's just chasing this market today, I hope you're watching the volume, okay? And if you put the volume here, I'll put it up for you, especially if you're in a tech stocks like Microsoft. Just look at the volume in the last 4 days. The volume, again, is really, really weak. Okay, and also you have today another reason why the market's going up like this. There's some short covering going on because people don't want to get caught if these bank earnings are terrible and everything starts selling off tomorrow, which I think again is a good chance that's not going to happen. Even though the numbers will be terrible, the earnings will be terrible, as I've been explaining to you for 2 days, using what we call the 50% rule. There's a good chance they could run these banks up for one last rally. The big institutions, the biggest banks, J.P. Morgan, they do this all the time, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Citi. They got to get their clients out, the big institutions, the big boys, okay, the teachers' unions, the police union, nurses' union. I mean, that's how they make their money. So they got to rally the market, and they can use this as an excuse to rally the market one more time. And that's what the bond market's been telling us. The bond market always tells you the truth. The stock market lies to you. And with the bond market doing a switcheroo here, all of a sudden everybody started to see the yields going down. The tech stocks kept going up and up. And all of a sudden, boom, they stopped, turned around, and now yields are going up the opposite way. So that's a message from the market that something's up. But when you, again, if you become a gang member, okay, what we do is we keep you to a certain group of stocks. For example, every day, these are the stocks that we're in. Every day we're in the Qs and Apple. No matter what happens, we're in them. If they go down, we're going to be in them shorting. If they go up, we're going to be long. We never get out of the Qs and we never get out of Apple, okay? Because that's where the money goes. That's where the money goes. So we stay with that group. And then we have our banks. And we use one stock. We follow J.P. Morgan, okay? And the banks are nice because when the yields go up, they always go up. Banks always go up on yields, okay, higher yields. Just as the Qs and Apples always go down. I mean, always go up when the yields go down. Yields go down, they always go up. The Qs go up, Apple go up. Easy, just so easy. And then our gold, dollar down, gold up. And we've been with these golds, and we've done terrific. We had 2 different rallies here. One up 32%, I think it was. The other was 28%, something like that. But between the two of them, let's say 40%. Gold's been doing fantastic. So that's our AU. So we have Qs, Apple. What represents our banks? J.P. Morgan. What represents our miners? AU. Oil, we always have a refiner, MRO. And MRO is a great stock, okay? And the other thing was with MRO, yields go down, they will go up, just like the Qs and Apple, okay? And gold mining stocks, yields down, they'll go up. You don't get confused, pretty simple. And then Boeing has always been a big home run for us, Boeing. So if we stay with the Qs and Apple, Spiders, Qs, and Apple. Spiders, Qs, and Apple. We're never out of those. So, and that's all the stocks you need. You just need a stock to represent a group that you follow. And that's all we follow. We follow the banks. We follow the golds. We follow the oils, okay? and then we had I got Target as a discretionary. It's both a discretionary and staple, and Boeing, which is a big industrial. Okay, and that's it. You got to just stay with those same stocks every day. And if you know how to short them, you got it made. And you know how to read the bond market, which I could teach a fifth grader. In 2 hours, you'd have it. It's not hard. It's easy. You follow the dollar. That's all you got to do. If dollar's going down, then you know the bond yields are going. Dollar going up, you know the yields are going to go up. It's not hard. And then combine that with our Pro 2 color-coded chart, which identifies for us the money flow. Is money going into that stock? So when we buy a specific stock and it starts going up, it'll identify for us there's not enough money going in it yet. And that's very important, because how many times you get in a stock, you think you're doing good, and then bang, goes right down. Well, that doesn't happen to you with the Pro 2. The Pro 2 won't turn red, even though it's going up. It won't. I mean, it won't turn green. Here's a good example. Take Boeing. Boeing's been red now since, and this is a stock we're in all the time. Boeing's been red since March 23, and it just turned green yesterday. So when Boeing was at 194, people think, well, I better get in at 194 before it goes higher. No, I'll get in today where it's 213, where it's green. I got a higher probability going to 313, okay, than you do. Okay, if you get in, if you got in at, let's say, 195, use 195, I got a higher probability to reach 313 from 213 than you do from a lower number, 194. You people don't understand that. You got to teach them. They don't understand that because it turned green later on, it means it's more powerful, it's substantial, and then you got enough volume, and you got a higher probability of reaching 313 from 213. But most people will go in at the lower number, a 196, 198, and then they'll lose their butt and they don't understand what's going on. So back so again, please join our gang. 10 days free, okay? And I'm telling you, at the end of 10 days, if you don't stay with us, okay, but at least you have learned how to identify what's going on in the market. By following the bond market, you learn that, and you're going to learn how to short. All I say, if you don't stay with us after 10 days, you had that knowledge, you go out and you start making money, that's great, it's okay. All I ask is, when you make a few bucks, please remember St. Jude, that's all. Okay, so let's put this thing in perspective. So today everybody's all excited because they said, the wholesalers and retailers aren't raising prices. And in fact, they came down, and people said, "Oh, this is great. Everything's wonderful," and therefore prices are coming down, other prices coming down, durable goods are coming down. Everybody's excited. They're having a party. They're all nuts. Against what? A half a percent? Think about this. 0.5%, put it in perspective, against Biden's deficit spending of $6 trillion, against revenue of $4 trillion, 0.5% against that. And everybody's excited? Remember, that deficit was added to our other deficits. That's what increased inflation, caused rates to rise. The Fed had to fight it. Slowed our economic growth. Our economic growth hasn't been this slow since World War II. So are you telling me 0.5% against what I just gave you? 0.5%'s important? No. 0.5% against 72% living paycheck to paycheck? 0.5% against our $32 trillion national debt, which is about 48% of the total global debt? 0.5%? What are you, nuts? It means nothing. Nothing. But people don't understand that. We'll be right back after this break. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Click where it says get started. Free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the Fake Business News Network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the Fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, one stock that we've been watching, and I told my gang to put a scout on it, was Hess. And that's doing pretty well right now, okay, Hess. So we're looking at that. And we're not going to put a lot of money on it, okay? We're just going to observe it for a little bit here. But Hess is looking good. And I don't really trust these oils right now. I know everybody jumped in the oils when they gapped up, which is the wrong thing to do. Because think about it, oil, The Saudis can raise their price to $500 a gallon. Who cares? He's just going to put everybody out of business. I mean, you raise rates when there's demand. When there's demand, not when there's no demand. How silly is that? So the people who have been chasing the oil stocks, you've been better off in gold. Because remember, gold does well when the dollar's down, and so doesn't oil do well when the dollar's down. But I much prefer to be in gold, because oil doesn't make any sense. Now, China opened up. They've been shut down for, 3 years. They just finally opened their country again. That's good. Okay, but that's not going to handle all demand, especially with the economy doing so terrible. And also think about this. We talk about the 0.5%. We're rallying now, up 363 points because of the 0.5%. 0.5% against what? How about this? Let's think about putting in perspective. How about a 0.5% against our out of control entitlements? See, they won't cut these. So inflation's going to keep going up. I'm sorry. Inflation's going to keep going up. They refuse to cut spending on Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. And they're in this year's budget to go up even more. That's more inflation. And people, that's good, that's good. Yeah, it is. But at the end, it's not. Really, it's not. I know it's nice for people who have Social Security. My parents had Social Security. My friends are on Social Security. I get it. It's nice to have that check come in. But the problem is when you take your check and you go shopping, you get nothing for it. Because the check is worthless. You got to cut somewhere. If you can't cut, then you're going to hell in a basket. There's no way around it. And think about where all this money come from. The American Rescue Plan. $411 billion had to be borrowed to make these payments, direct payments to individuals. $1,200, and I think the kids were $600. And then think about this. They had to borrow another $176 billion and do a child tax credit where I think the child tax credit was, $3,000 per kid, something like that. It was crazy. Now, so what gets me is I don't understand why someone didn't sit down after the first $5 trillion before we got up to $20 trillion and said, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? If we keep doing this, we're broke, we have no money, and if we go crazy, we're going to get in a hole so deep, a 0.5% savings in the CPI is not going to help us much. They had no plan at all. Isn't there any intelligent people in that nut house called the White House? Doesn't anybody sit down with somebody and say, this makes no sense? But see, nobody cares. That's the problem. Nobody cares. That's the problem. Here, listen to this. Oh, do you remember on January 16th, 2018, I played this?
I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today, that Phil Grandy said on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash.
That was 2018. And remember, that was the first crash. Right after that, we had the second crash, and right after that, we had the third crash. But that was the first crash from the 2008 rally. 10 years. That was the first crash, and we had it. But here's my point. At the same time, this is what I said about commercial real estate. The one thing that nobody's talking about the banks, we're talking how great the banks are, how well they're doing. I don't see that because there's one of the biggest problems they have, and we never hear them talk about it, is the commercial loans. The commercial loans. Have you ever noticed all these shopping centers are empty and strip malls? Yeah, that was in the same day. I didn't realize that till my producer pointed out. That's the same day. So we knew, everybody knew there's a big problem with commercial. But don't worry about it. Guess what? The PPI and the CPI, not worry. The wholesalers didn't raise prices. to the retailer, and your retailer didn't raise prices to you. Instead, prices came down 0.5%. Don't spend it all one place. Don't spend it one place. The other thing nobody is talking about, again, I said it the other day, this market's so weak. 3 stocks are holding up this rally today. 3 stocks are holding up the whole stock market. Apple, Microsoft, and Meta. And then you got the 5 big tech stocks, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. They account for 23% of the S&P. That's why the S&P went up. If we stripped those out, S&P would have tanked. That's what's holding it up. So the S&P is being held up on a thin string. We've never capitulated in this market yet. We haven't seen the people who are borrowing money, okay, that are margin accounts, they're not getting out. See, we need, when the market goes down, they say, oh my God, sell at any price, just get me out. Because they're going to get all kinds of calls. You're upside down about 20 grand. Can you send me a check? You got to send me a check today. 15 grand, 5 grand, send me a check today. Sell my stock. We haven't seen that. But we are, in spite of a possible rally tomorrow in the bank stocks. Possibly. And if you're with us, we're covered if it rallies tomorrow, and we're covered if it doesn't and starts going down. We're going to make money both ways because we know how to short. We know how to short. We bought some bank stocks, very few shares, and then we hedged it going the other way. We shorted XLF, the ETF. So we're covered both ways, and we can kill our longs quickly, or we can kill XLF quickly. So if you join our gang and you just follow our system, it works. And you got 10 days to look at our system and say, gee, yeah, this is a pretty good idea. But the knowledge that you're going to get is unbelievable. There's nobody has a better understanding of this market than Steve. Nobody. Willie, it's the same. I mean, come on. We got the best teaching, I think, anywhere in the country. I'm not just saying that. I believe we do. We got the best talent. So, it's frustrating for me because I look at everything. I've been in this business, 54, 55 years, and I can see exactly what they're doing. We're headed for a hell of a crash. Underneath all this nonsense that they're talking about, all this crap Cramer talks about, people have no idea what's going on underneath. Remember, for 13 years, we had 0 rates. You got to pay for that. You don't get 0 rates for 13 years and not pay a high price for that. The 1 percentile, the big boys who are in the market, they're not going to pay the big price. They'll make a fortune. They're still down here in Sarasota picking up real estate left and right. It's amazing, the money they have, all from the stock market. But they know how to short, too. I just wish you'd learn how to learn. I mean, just give yourself a break and learn how to sell short. That's the best thing that could help you tomorrow. If the banks go up, you're going to make money. If the banks go down, you're going to make money if you know how to short. So go to my site, philsgang.com, click where it says Get Started, and right next to it says How the Pro 2 Works. Click on that. That's the color-coded chart. It's a fantastic tool. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.